So I'm in the allotment here. As you can see, I've got all these potatoes here. I've got a main crop and I've got some secondaries. It's all starting to spring to life. You've got loads of foliage. It's maybe starting to flower even. But how do you water your potatoes? I've spoken to some people. I don't do this myself, but I have spoken to quite a few people actually who basically pop the potatoes in the ground. They put manure down. It's nice soil. They earth them up and then they leave them. They just let the rain. Basically, whenever it rains, they just let that do the watering and just basically leave them. And they have actually got potatoes from that. So if you're unsure, I'd say if you're just doing that, you're going to get a crop of potatoes, most definitely. In order to get bigger potatoes, then you obviously need to increase the watering a little bit. Now, with these here, I'll water once a week. I'll give them a good soak to the point where it's literally puddling on the soil, because the water's got to penetrate the soil, penetrate the roots, and it's got to get down to about sort of 6 inches. So you've got to really put it on there. So I like to use a hose. I know not everyone's got use for a hose pipe on an allotment, so it's going to need quite a few watering cans. So I would probably stand here once a week. I tend to stand here for about, easily a good 5 to 10 minutes. Just have the hose pipe on and literally drench them with water. Now, I tend to do this on the morning so the sun can evaporate any surface water on the foliage, because then it's obviously susceptible to blight and things like that and other diseases and slugs. So if you can do it as early as you can, and yeah, you just want to get it to puddle on the soil. As soon as the flowers start to form on a main crop, that's your indication to increase the water a little bit. So I tend to do it twice a week. I tend to go Wednesday and Saturday. When the flowers are on your first and second earlies, that is actually a sign that you can harvest the potatoes. So it's always good to just have a scratch around under the soil just to check how they're getting on, because you can never be too certain. What's happening on the top isn't necessarily reflective of what's happening on the bottom. But yeah, certainly when it comes to watering, once a week's good, but make sure you, as I say, make sure you water a lot. And main crop, when it starts to flower, increase that to twice a week. The same amount of watering, 5 or 10 minutes, and that swells the potatoes. The time to stop watering the main crop, that is when the foliage starts to turn yellow and die down. If you keep watering then, there's a chance it could actually rot the potatoes. And that's pretty much it. There's not an awful lot to it when it comes to watering the potatoes. As I say, some people get crops and they don't even bother. So just a simple little video. There's lots of people out there who like to overcomplicate things. On this channel I try not to. You've obviously got other channels. It's more like a television programme. They're really good. You'll probably know who I'm on about. But I like to just try and get straight to the point here and just try to get the basics across there and make gardening as simple as possible. So if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe as well. Any questions, drop them below, and thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.